Will Wade called out Hubert Davis. And there's really no way around that. He was at the Tobacco Road Sports Cafe in Raleigh, and there was an event where he was introducing the inaugural Will Wade era roster. It was like kind of a pack opening, right, as they started their summer workouts and get ready for the season, and brought out each player, right, except for Matt Abel, who is working out for Team USA, trying to make the U19 team, one of their incoming freshmen. But he said, Trey Holloman, point guard, transfer from Michigan State, right, brings leadership. And then he went to the next guy, Darian Williams. He's an unbelievable player, number one guy in the prospect in the transfer portal. He's going to be one of our leaders. And then he got to Ven-Allen Lubin, and Ven-Allen Lubin is transferring to NC State after a year playing for the Crosstown Tar Heels. And he came on as the year went on, played very well in the ACC tournament. We had an up-close view on that one and did a lot of really good things. So when Will Wade introduced Ven-Allen Lubin, he easily could have said, guy with ACC experience, had a great run through the tournament last year. He's going to bring some veteran leadership to our post-play. Great player, looking forward to it. But that's not what he said. Instead, he said this.
The other school was too dumb to play him. When he plays 28 plus minutes, he's done that 23 games. He averages 15 and 8. I don't know why the hell they didn't play him, but we're going to play him, so he's going to average 15 and 8.
I don't know if you could hear that. It was a little grainy, so I will read it for you one more time. Will Wade on UNC transfer Ven-Allen Lubin. I don't know where we got him from. We found him on the side of the road. Ven is somebody. The other team was too dumb and not played him. When he plays 28 plus minutes, he's done that in 23 games. He averages 15 and 8. I don't know why, the HE double hockey sticks, they didn't play him. But we're going to play him, so he's going to average 15 and 8. We're excited about Ven. End of quote. The other school was too dumb. That's the quote. That's the sizzle. That's what everybody's going to get all fired up about. The other school was too dumb. That is an NC State coach, and the other school being mentioned was not just UNC, by the way, because obviously he did play at other schools prior to, but I don't think Vanderbilt's taken that as a personal attack, right? Here's why this is great. And I'm not saying it's great because, State's going to get the better on UNC, right? That's a rivalry that will settle itself on the court. It's great because that's what rivalries are. It's great because talking trash like that raises the stakes for the game. You have to go back it up. And by the way, it's not a hollow insult, right? The worst burns are the ones that come with a grain of truth. Actually, those are just bad burns. The worst burns are the ones that are just true. Not a grain of truth, they're just factual. Right? Our guy, Brian Murphy, WRAL Sports investigative reporter, I think he put it really well, right? I'm going to read the tweet from him. Wade's comments about Lubin included stats. Very accurate ones, actually. In 24 career games where he's played at least 28 minutes, he's averaged 14.8 points and 7.1 rebounds. At UNC, it was 15 and 6.8. So 15 and 8, 15 and 7, but he's played very well when trusted with minutes. And Will Wade is basically saying, I don't have to be a genius to figure out that when he plays more minutes, he plays really well, so we're going to play him more minutes, and they were too dumb to figure it out. It stings more when it's true. Especially when you look back at the times in the calendar last year where Ven-Allen Lubin was barely in the rotation for the Tar Heels. And then the second part of it all is what I kind of referenced there at the beginning. To the victor goes the spoils, right? Will Wade is not afraid. If he was afraid, he'd be lowering expectations, right? What's the sales cliche, right? Under promise, over deliver. If Will Wade were hesitant, he has every right to say, well, this first year, there's a lot of turnover. We're just going to try to improve every day, go 1-0 in practice. He's not doing that. He's calling one of the by the way, bully neighbors is how he referred to it in his introductory press conference. He said, I'm aware we have these bully neighbors. He is looking at the bullies and saying, game on. Now you got to go back it up. Right? Now you have to go when UNC visits the Lenovo Center, which, by the way, NC State doesn't have to visit the Dean Dome for the first time in over 100 years. Thanks, ACC, for your schedule tweaks. When UNC visits NC State in the Lenovo Center, and if we are all as lucky enough to have them face off in an ACC tournament game or an NCAA tournament game, you better believe there's going to be a little extra sizzle with these kind of comments. Now here's the beauty of it. Hubert can respond. He doesn't have to. He can be the guy above the fray who's not going to get dragged down. He can be that, but it's so much better having different voices leading the different types of voices, different personalities leading the three teams in the triangle.
Well, now it's on Will Wade to back it up.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
here's the thing. If you don't play Ven-Allen Lubin, we're like, well, you're just doing the same thing that the other coach that you ripped on did.
Especially if whoever you're playing in place of Ven-Allen Lubin isn't giving you at least 15 and 8.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there saying, when this guy plays 28 minutes, he gets 15 and 8, he's either A, playing 28 or more minutes and giving you 15 and 8, or B, you got him on the bench because someone's giving you, 17 and 10. Like, those are the only two options, or else you look foolish. Because if I'm UNC, if I notice that perhaps he's playing 30 minutes a game and he's averaging 9 and 4, that's going to be fodder as well. To me, things like this, like what Will Wade is like a really good shot blocker, right? Shot blockers, what do they have to do? They have to keep trying to protect the rim. Do you know what else happens to shot blockers? Occasionally they get dunked on. Right, all of the best ones, right? Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, like that whole group they all got dunked on by Jordan at some point or another. But you got to keep going, right? This one might work out for Will Wade, it might not. You just have to win a lot more of these than you lose, and you will continue to build your brand. There has been, and this is no disrespect to Kevin Keatts, right? I hate where every time you compliment somebody who is new to a job, it's taken as some kind of a burn to the guy that had the job beforehand. But Kevin Keatts, John Shire, Hubert Davis, they are very buttoned up. All three of them, right? They're gonna resort to coach speak in a lot of ways. And it works, obviously, for Shire. It works to a degree. It has worked to a very high degree for Hubert Davis at times. And it did work at times for Kevin Keatts, right? I'm not saying they have to be something different. I'm saying from an entertainment standpoint, from a competitive standpoint, sometimes you just need a different personality. When Will Wade took the job, there was a moment where I said the names of three absolutely revered individuals in this part of the country, right? And I'm talking about Dean Smith, Coach K, Jim Valvano. And the reason why I said those three weren't because I think the coaches here currently are the same quality of coaches. They got a long way before they sniff any of those three guys' resumes. But the personalities do seem like they line up a bit. And now Will Wade, Jim Valvano was, you put a microphone in front of him, you're going to get something good from a media's perspective. Will Wade, he might not be batting 100%, but if you put a microphone in front of him, he's giving you something sizzly like 7 out of 10 times thus far. I think that's good. And I think it amps up and raises the stakes on the games that these teams play now. And once those stakes are raised, even higher than the traditional rivalry would entail, right? Once these stakes are raised, the games will be better because games are always more fun with more at stake. That's why the playoffs are awesome.